Hi everyone, Dr. Adrienne Castrovinci with Healthy Living Chiropractic. It is Thursday. It is the first Thursday of the new year. Happy January, everyone. And in our office this week, or this month, excuse me, we're talking about New Year nutrition. So did you get that? Nutrition. We're going to talk all things nutrition this month. And so we're going to start today by discussing with you kind of what is quantum nutrition testing. So that is the testing that we've been doing in our office for the last 6 or so months. Like I've mentioned on previous broadcasts, I've had some personal experience with this as a patient of mine. I have since then learned the techniques, and now I'm offering it to my patients and helping people to experience health, wellness in different ways, more so than what I was doing with the chiropractic stuff. So it's been a complete game changer in my life and in my practice. So I wanted to talk to you today and just kind of describe what it is, how it works, and kind of what types of things we're seeing in the practice. So first of all, what quantum nutrition testing is a way of looking at the actual cause of a problem. So when you have an issue, when you go in to see your doctor, whether it's your chiropractor or your medical doctor, you have a symptom. So symptoms such as headaches, vertigo, a rash, digestive issues, diarrhea, all the fun stuff, those are symptoms. And when your body's experiencing a symptom, it means that something's wrong. So one of the organ systems isn't functioning properly. And so what we want to do is figure out the cause. A lot of times when you go in to see a conventional medicine physician, they're going to give you something, a medication most often, to kind of hide that symptom. So if you have the headache, like I was using it as an example, you'll take a medication to get rid of the headache, but you're not necessarily looking at what's the cause. Is the cause hormonal? Is the cause structural? Like, do you need to be adjusted? Is the cause sinus related? There's so many different causes, and that what we want to do is figure out what those causes are, excuse me, and help to solve and handle those causes. So like I said, once we find out what the cause is, we try to find solutions to handle that cause. A lot of times what we're seeing in our practice and what a lot of my colleagues are seeing in the natural health world is parasites. More so than not, a lot of people have parasites. So your dog, your horse, your cow, all the animals tend to have parasites. Why can't the people, right? Oftentimes we do. So parasites can be a huge cause of problems, as can toxic overload, as can mold, as can radiation. Other types of things that are in and on and around our environment can definitely cause our organ systems to not function as well, thus creating symptoms. So those may be the actual cause. So the next thing we do once we figure out what the cause is we use some natural supplements in order to help to restore that health. So whether it's to detoxify, whether it is to help to support those ailing organs, we can do that using supplements that are rooted in homeopathy, that have a lot of herbal remedies as well, and also some that use whole food. So all of the supplements that we use are all very natural. They're all really good. They don't provide no side effects, and they're all designed to help to restore the body and handle the cause that we've discovered. The next thing we do is really figuring out how this stuff works. So a lot of what the quantum nutrition testing that I'm doing is rooted in a technique that's called applied kinesiology. And when I was in chiropractic school, we learned about it a little bit. There are a number of holistic health practitioners that use it, and many of you have heard of using muscle testing. So what a patient does is they put their arm out. I'm going to try and get in the way here. They put their arm out like this. The practitioner will then take their hand and gently press on that arm, trying to find a muscle lock. What the muscle lock means is that there is essentially a reflex. There is a connection between the body and the arm. And it's not a test for strength. It's a test for a neurological test, essentially. So think of it like a wire, right? Like an electrical wire. Excuse me. You have a nice, calm, nice connection. It's a strong muscle lock. Things are really good. So what the practitioner will then do is go throughout the body. Either the practitioner touches the patient, or in some cases the patient will touch themselves. They'll touch their different body parts, and the practitioner will then press on the arm. If they touch, say, the thyroid, and it's weak, or the arm is no longer able to hold it, that's an indicator that the thyroid is then the weaker part, the weaker organ in that system. You then can go through the rest of the body and touch different organ systems and find out what else may be the problem. That is traditional muscle testing with a person in hand. What you can do then too is once you kind of find the organ system, you can then grab different products or different solutions and say, okay, is this the problem? And if it still continues to be weak, or if it changes the muscle tone, it can give the practitioner clues that that is then the problem. Then we can then find certain solutions and add that to the patient's thyroid. If it's then all of a sudden a strong lock, wow, that is then the solution. That's what's going to help that patient. So that's kind of the applied kinesiology in a nutshell, and how the practitioners are able to use muscle testing in order to determine what's going on. What we've learned is taking it a step further and doing what's called quantum nutrition testing, where I can actually go through that procedure but without the patient in hand. So I can actually test a patient remotely, so you don't even have to be in the office. It can test a patient, find out what's going on with them, and find out what solutions they need to help their problem. The way that I do that is using, it's called a snap test. So you use my hand. This is essentially turns into the muscle lock, right? Strong muscle, weak. So you can go through and I connect with the person and say, okay, is it the brain? Is it this? Is it that? Is it the thyroid? Oh, there's a problem with the thyroid. What is going on with the thyroid? Is it parasites? Is it toxins? Is it mold? Oh, there's mold. The patient has mold in their house. So we can then ask the questions and then go through the same procedure asking for solutions. Do they need this supplement, this one? Okay, that's the one that they need. So we can then use my hand in order to do that. So some of you are probably thinking, okay, how on earth does that actually work? You can just think about something and you can get some answers. The answer is yes. So we are all connected, right? We're all connected via frequencies. You think about when you get an EKG test done, they put the electrodes on and around the heart, and those measure the electricity and the frequency of how your heart is beating. They're not invasive where they don't actually touch the heart and actually measure the true beat. It's measuring the frequency. And just like your cell phone. So I was on the phone with a colleague down in Florida today, and my cell phone was connecting with her. Nothing was touching. There were no wires. The frequency of the phone was bouncing off different towers. It was all wavelengths and frequencies. The same thing when you think about a friend of yours, or I all the time will think about certain patients. I'll write their names down, and within like a day or two, they end up calling. You're putting out that intention and you're putting out that focus on that patient, and then they end up calling. So it's kind of the same type of procedure in a sense. So what I'm doing is I'm using frequency. I'm connecting with the patient, connecting with their needs, and connecting with them and doing the testing remotely. So I hope that clarifies a little bit about what this stuff is. It's been really amazing watching the results that I've been seeing with my patients. Been able to help people with digestive concerns, help people with brain fog, help people with stress management, with sleeping, all of those kinds of things. And we're just getting started. So I'm super excited to begin our new year talking about nutrition. So my ask for you guys today is that if you are experiencing some things that you just know aren't quite normal, you've tried multiple things, you've tried different doctors, no one's able to get to the root cause, I would highly suggest that you reach out to either myself or another holistic healthcare practitioner to see what it is we can do. We can muscle test you in person. I can also remote test you over the phone and have do whatever we can to help you with your best possible results. So I hope everyone has a fantastic Thursday. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you have any questions or anything, please reach out, send me a message. Would love to see how I can help. Have a great day.